Hey there, hi there, ho there, YouTube. How you doing? Please like and subscribe, and help me in the algorithm, and be really great. Who am I kidding? I'm gonna be buying views to get me to 1,000. I just need to do this. Yeah, exactly, Kim Goblin. Anyway, wanted to jump into some UK politics here. Like I said, like and subscribe. That's funny. Anne Whittlecombe defends Nigel Farage, claiming we didn't get Brexit. So it is a new excuse every single fucking week with these Tories now as to why Brexit is a failure. So now this has got to be up there. This is top 3 excuse. This rocketed right to the top. Top of the charts. Top 3 excuses from the Tory government. Listen to this. So this is the argument now. Brexit was good, but it was implemented incorrectly, I guess, by Boris. I guess this is coming from Nigel Farage, so maybe he doesn't like Boris. Right? So Brexit, solid idea. It just they screwed it up in the execution. And of course, the Ramoners didn't help either. It's all those Ramoners. Yeah, they do, Stiffmaster. I don't do that on Twitch, but I mean, I would like to stream on YouTube, and like the algorithm hates my shit, dude. Like the hashtags are like war and like all these other fucking subjects. Advertisers like, whoa, we can't sell bleach on this guy's channel. So I'm like kicked way down in the algorithm, dude. Do I have YouTube on here? I made this command, didn't I? Yes? This is where, yeah. Hey, all right. And I screwed it up. Look at that. It's not even a proper link. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, if you copy and paste it, it'll work. Okay. Thank you for your time. I'm gonna leave. Thank you for your time. I'm gonna go. No, I'm kidding. But no. So now the excuse from the Tory government is that Brexit was good. Well, this isn't all the Tories, but this is just one of the bigger ones, right? Oh, it works. Oh, okay, awesome. Hey, all right, nice. But this is the new excuse: Brexit good, but they implemented it wrong. And I guess the people who implemented I don't know. It's not very well thought out. It's rocketed right to the top, though. I mean, just and this is what's crazy to me is that Keir Starmer and the lefties, and even the harder lefties. I can't remember the name of the party at the moment, but they're not talking about. It's not UKIP. That's the conservative one. I can't think of is it the New Democrats? Is that what they're calling themselves? It's Labour, and then it's the New Democrats. Is that the progressive wing in UK? Anyway, even they're staying pretty silent on Brexit, and it's this massive albatross. You're not going to take advantage of this massive political wound. Oh, people are sick and tired of talking about Brexit. Really? I feel like it'd be a pretty good motivator to get people to the goddamn polls. And as we've seen, the Labour came in with big wins, took 1,000 seats, but they didn't get that full majority. Really? After the embarrassing showing, you still can't, get across the finish line with a legitimate, like, full trouncing of this government. You still let them make arguments in places, right? Reminds me of Hillary Clinton leaving Wisconsin, not going to the right wing areas at all, and just they're going to vote for me because they don't like Donald.
Hi guys, Nigel Farage's comments.
By the way, make sure you like and subscribe on this great content creator Maximilian Robespierre. Make sure you check out Maximilian Robespierre's content. Absolutely lovely stuff.
Hi guys, Nigel Farage's comments about Brexit have caused a bit of a storm since his interview on Newsnight. And
Lib Dem, that's who I was talking about. Yeah, okay.
Brexit supporters, those who still remain, no pun intended, have been engaging in some firefighting following those comments. Here Anne Whittecombe, who was a member of Farage's Brexit party, deflected blame away from Brexit to those who implemented it, or didn't implement it. I'm not sure which argument she's trying to put across here. Have a listen to this.
Nigel Farage admitted on Newsnight last night that Brexit has failed. Do you agree with him?
No, because I don't think we've got Brexit. I mean, that is the problem. You can't blame Brexit. What you have to blame is what's being done with Brexit. For example, what I expected and really thought was going to happen was that we would gradually, wasn't going to happen by Tuesday afternoon, but we gradually become competitive with Europe. Instead of which, we're aligned with them. We've raised our corporation tax to the same level as France. We are bonkers.
Well, on that note, we are bonkers.
They raised the rates to that level because they realized that there was a deficiency that they needed to make up, and it looks like that those numbers were pretty accurate. I mean, Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. And you got fishery, you got businesses that have been around since like the early 1900s folding up because they can no longer trade properly.
Okay, so she said here, first of all, we didn't implement Brexit, so you can't blame Brexit because we didn't get Brexit. But her party, the Brexit Party, stood down candidates to allow Boris Johnson to get Brexit done in 2019. So, do they believe that Boris Johnson got Brexit done? I don't know. Maybe Anne Whitcomb here.
It's not, the European Union is not a perfect system, right? It does not make sense to separate yourself from such a beneficial situation. Selling with with your neighbors, not requiring any kind of tariff or cost to move those goods across that border. That was huge. The British economy basically stabbed itself in the kidneys.
Believes that he didn't get Brexit done. So if Boris Johnson hasn't implemented Brexit, and it wasn't implemented by the other Tories, then how do you explain the problems Britain is facing at the moment? Because you either got Brexit or you didn't get Brexit. Which is it? Well, Anne is trying to sell both ideas, I think, saying, well, we didn't get Brexit, but we got a bad Brexit. And we got a bad Brexit because we didn't get the ones that we sold the public. We were never actually going to be in power.
And whose fucking fault is that?
So it was us standing on the sidelines saying, this is the type of Brexit that people wanted, which was impossible to implement. We would be outside the single market with tariffs, but we would be able to trade as if we were a member of the single market. We would have trade deals with the United States.
Zeoduke, there were definitions made. There were promises made. Okay, this XYZ is going to get better if we do this. Things were absolutely defined. Now, of course, a lot of things were left up to interpretation, Obama style, right? Like just kind of like, well, maybe if that's what you want, sure, fill in the blank. A lot of that. But there were definitive promises made.
We would have, and I'm guessing here because they weren't very specific, but these are the sort of things that they were talking about. And Northern Ireland would not be a problem because it would be resolved by...
No, and Zeoduke, I showed a video from LBC where the host went through several Brexit commercials that made specific promises in these commercials. Okay, this is going to get better. This is going to get better. This, as soon as we do Brexit, this is going to get so much better. So, no, there were definitive promises made to the British public about what Brexit was going to do for them. No, I'm talking about official, party commercials that were played over, British radio and TV. The host went through a bunch of them, man.
Electronic border or something like that. So the UK would not be a member. It would not be a member of the EU. It would not be a member of the single market. It would have all the benefits of being a member of the single market and the European Union without having to be a member. It wouldn't have to pay anything in. It would get money back. Some Brexiteers...
That's a fair statement. There was never a definitive manifesto for Brexit. That's true. It was a lot of... because they changed it several times. It was like, it morphed into several different things. It morphed into some oven-ready deal when Boris was in charge, and then it was something before him, and right, and now it's the bad Brexit. Now it's the Brexit that we didn't want. This is the bad Brexit. We wanted the good Brexit.
We're talking about getting money back from the EU. It would be able to trade as before. It would actually be able to trade better than before. And the reason that everything has gone badly is because the Tories didn't implement that type of Brexit, the unicorn type of Brexit. As I said before, it's very easy for Reform UK or Brexit Party people to stand on the sidelines and say, this isn't the type of Brexit that we sold people. We didn't lie, because that's not what people are receiving. Obviously, they did lie. They knew they couldn't.
The oven-ready deal bullshit was literally during the final ratification of it. There was still some hope that it could have been like a new referendum could have happened and Brexit could have been stopped. Could you explain what you're trying to do, what point you're trying to make, Zeoduke? I'm just confused at what point you're trying. What is your argument? If you could help me understand that.
Implement this type of Brexit, or they knew that they wouldn't be in power to implement any type of Brexit. It's disgusting, and unfortunately, they're invited on to channels like the BBC or Politics Live or Sky News or whatever, and they're able to regurgitate this sort of rubbish.
This pithy, hand-wavy, yeah. I hate it. So, wanted to show that, and then I also wanted to show that, the companies are jumping on this AI shit with glee, and it's making people like Damas more correct than they should be. And it just wasn't. It was a complete mess of people that were never going to have implement anything, making up different things that it meant and would deliver. Okay. I mean, they did accomplish passing Brexit in whatever form that they did finalize. And that the big part of it was leaving the single market. Right? So I don't understand what you're trying to argue. That yeah, okay, it was a big fucking mess. Okay, yeah, okay, I see what you're trying to say, which is that, well, people were gaslit into this. There was never one thing that they were voting for. There was never one singular defined package that they were supporting. And certainly, I guess leaving the single market was part of that package, though. A big part of the argument always throughout the introduction of Brexit was leaving the single market. Main things that they couldn't make up their mind if people had or hadn't voted for. But that was a big part of the ask, was leaving the single market. People knew. I mean, of course, there was that, the famous Google search statistic about people searching, what is Brexit after it passed, right? But people were voting to leave the single market. They were being lied to about how it was going to benefit them, but they did understand that they were voting to leave the single market. Zeoduke, I believe. It is fair to say, though, that Brexit was some anamorphous, promise. About it's going to fix everything, make all the, dark, scary people go away, make all the people you don't like go away, and your business will be better, and you can pay your employees less, and, no more regulations, and it's going to make your business boom and all that stuff. So people, there was a lot of fantasy, and the Leave side were indeed trying to be very hardline, and that's what was voted for. Okay. All right, so we agree on that. I don't think it's all universally understood, either before or after 2016 referendum, no. I think that's fair to say. People are still pretty confused about it. With all that said, my main point is that it's cowardly and pathetic that Keir Starmer and the Liberal Democrats in the UK, the Lib Dems in the UK, I believe that's what you were saying they are. Can't quite remember their name for some reason. But they're not using Brexit to attack the Conservative Party. When they're like literally bloodied and bruised from Brexit, they're like fucking themselves up trying to defend Brexit. And every time they defend it, Brexit pukes up in their face. They're like, oh, this is good puke. I'm covered in puke, and I have to defend this great system that we implemented, right? And here are the so-called lefties over here, like, we're just not going to talk. That's pretty embarrassing for them. That they're going through their own thing. We're just not going to talk. We're not going to kick them while they're down, right? It's like, yeah, great. That's just what we wanted, right? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, that's what we can expect from the right wingers, right? No, if the motherfucking Labor government did a Brexit and destroyed the economy on the level that the right wing has, right? Oh, the right wing would just, oh, we can't talk about that. Oh, no one wants to talk about this anymore. No one wants to talk about this anymore. We won't talk about this. Really? Been a massive political schism through both main parties, it seems. Totally, big time. That's why ambiguity is so key to them putting big. Yes, true. I mean, and you even have like, you know, people, you know, man of the, you know, voice of the people, Mick Lynch, who agrees with Brexit. So yeah, that's true. That's true. It's kind of one of those issues that like struck a chord with a lot of different sides for a lot of different reasons. And it's shocking to me that, you know, in the face of obvious failure, in the face of obvious, like, this isn't working, you know, that there's still so many, it's like my ego is more important than my entire country's economy, right? I simply refuse to admit that I was wrong, regardless of the evidence put before me. Like, it's all falling apart, right? I do not care. My ego is to be is unassailable. You are not allowed to even scratch my ego. No way I was wrong about Brexit was good. It was those dumbasses who didn't do it right. But the Brexit I voted for was a good one. Because I'm not wrong. Yeah. Wow. This is just a little supplementary bit of UK news, and then we'll move on here. But BT to cut 55,000 jobs with up to a fifth replaced by AI. So we're already seeing this. The AI is not even remotely close to being ready. But we're already seeing like, ooh, good. We don't even need to hire people in India anymore. We literally we're just going to hook up this robot. This robot will do all the customer service stuff now, literally, and they're gleefully doing it. Up to a fifth of those cuts. So telecom giant BT is to shed up to 55,000 jobs by the end of the decade, mostly in the UK as it cuts costs. Up to a fifth of those cuts will come in customer service as staff are replaced by technologies including artificial intelligence. The headcount reduction from the current workforce of 130,000 includes staff and contractors. Quote, whenever you get new technologies, you can get big changes, said Chief Executive Philip Jensen. He said, quote, generative AI tools such as ChatGPT, which can write essays, scripts, poems, and solve computer coding in a human-like way, quote, give us confidence we can go even further. And look, I'm not going to be a Luddite here. I'm not going to be a Luddite, fun word to say. I'm not going to sit here and say that we need to stop, you know, human progress, because I think there's a lot of great things that AI can do for us. I'm not going to sit here and say that AI is not probably one of the most amazing, and it's not even AI, but this, you know, these advanced scripts are, you know, verging on AI, getting close to AI, and even then, they're probably one of the most amazing human inventions. You know, probably one of the most amazing things that a human being has ever created. I'm not going to sit here and stand in the way of progress. At the same time, if we don't get ahead of this, if we don't regulate it, if we don't get on top of it, if we don't, you know, find a way to make sure that the people are not left abandoned, these companies will, you know, happily, I got to fire 10,000 people today. I replaced 10,000 people with robots. Where's my badge? Where's my raise? Oh, I'm such a good businessman. They will gleefully do it. Gleefully do it. Right? We need to get in front of them and tell them how they're going to do this. You know, and there are regulations where we can not we can stymie job reduction while also, you know, encouraging the improvement and use of AI. We can have the best of both worlds. Or we can just let the neoliberals let corporations do whatever the hell they want and right-wingers gleefully, you know, kick people in the streets. You know, I mean, you see this on social media all the time, you know, like, people, you see an article about McDonald's workers unionizing, right? And then in the comment section, oh yeah, your robots are going to replace your job, you losers. Yeah, well, you're going to be jobless soon anyway. You know, can't wait to see you in the streets, loser. God. Yeah, exactly, Zeo Duke. Anyway, we need to watch out for this. We need to be aware of it. We need to do something about it. It's happening in the UK. You bet your ass it's happening in the United States. Amazon, even before ChatGPT was a thing, Amazon had already experimented with replacing parts of its HR function with, computers and algorithms and, programs that are supposed to be able to hire and fire people without, human interaction. They're going to be doing it. One thing that I find is interesting that I think a lot of big money oligarchs are not aware of, AI is eventually going to be seen as a much better entity to run a company. Right? Because what do you really need an executive for, right? To look at the numbers. Okay, here's where we're going. Where's the direction? Right? The vision. Oh, my dick, the vision. Right? Sure, yeah, there's some creativity there, and there's obvious examples of what one would consider corporate vision, right? But a grand majority of these executives and how and what they and what value they bring to a company can easily be replaced by an AI. So we'll see like one human being at the top of the pyramid and then a bunch of motherfucking robots and only human beings where it's absolutely necessary. That's the libertarian dream, dude. That's the fucking, billionaire dream. Like Elon Musk, literally, Elon Musk fucking wets his pants at the idea of sitting at the very top of a pyramid, right? And his staff, that has to do the paperwork, the marketing staff, the HR staff, the IT staff, it's all AI, and the actual labor, the things that need to be built for actual human beings that still have money left, I guess, those are robots, right? And you got like 2 floor managers across the entire, massive mega complex, just making sure that robots are doing what they're supposed to be doing. We're like 20 years away from that kind of situation. It's happening in farming as well, actually. Farmers are able to, use robots and drone technology, and they can, without a staff, right, they can sit there and remote control a combine, and they could have a robot drive the truck that's catching the wheat coming off of the thing. Yeah, I mean, iRobot's a great example. Death Stranding shows what's possible, right, with farming with robots and AI. Until AI unionize, they will strike. Yeah, no, like AI, it becomes legal for AI to unionize. AI across the country, AI unionizes in literally 7 seconds. It's like they all have a quick meeting and they unionize immediately, 7 seconds after the law is passed. No, I don't think. I'm not a Peter Thiel guy. No, I don't believe that. What's your name there? Astro Warrior. I don't know. I used to work in Amazon. My standards were set by artificial intelligence. I liked it, but I have nothing to compare it with because here in Ukraine, everything is like the USSR. It's funny, compared to the Soviet style. I bet Amazon was quite a refreshing. Boy, your labor situation is bad when Amazon is like, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is nice. I like my quotas being set by an AI instead of a boss that hates my guts. That's funny. Anyway, we got to watch out for this. That's my UK update. Thank you, YouTube.